Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Sever7, and today we are doing a review of the Land Knives 910. Before we get started, I do have to clear something up. I made a terrible mistake. In my last video, I said that Land, also SRM, also Sanrenmu, was an up-and-coming company. That is not what I meant, and thank you for everyone that pointed that out. What I meant to say is, I used to only see them on Amazon. Now I see them at retailers. That doesn't mean they're up and coming. They've been up. They've been coming. They're doing fantastic. Second largest knife manufacturer in China, I think second only to We. Oops, that was me. So just to clear that up, these guys have been around doing their thing successfully since time in memoriam. All right. Now let's jump into the actual review of this knife. You know, I've been working with this for a couple of days now. You know, as far as daily carry goes, this thing was easy to carry. It is a little heavy at 4.5 ounces, but certainly not cumbersome. Certainly wasn't pulling my pants down. The clip is long and relatively flat, going about halfway up the knife. I couldn't one-hand it into my pocket because this lip here is a little low, but as long as I, you know, held my pocket in place, I could slip it in, and then the slip out, that's what she said, super easy. So, you know, this knife was a relative joy to carry. And then we didn't get to go over length last time because I lost my tape measure, or not tape measure, but I lost my ruler, and I still cannot find it. I did find a tape measure, and that is also now gone. Don't judge me. We've all been there before several times. But the blade is, looking on the website, 3.22 inches, and the overall length is a 7.87. So it's still a full, good-sized knife. You're certainly not cramped for any space. Ergonomics on this knife are excellent. It feels very comfortable. The pocket clip completely disappears. Even whenever I was going through and cutting boxes and bearing down a little bit, I wasn't white knuckling it, but I was bearing down a little bit. I mean, not to sound corny, but it's almost like I'm holding a corn dog, right? Without the stick, just corn dog in the hand. I mean, it's just comfortable. Works great. I can't even find hot spots on it. Now the G10 we have here, very grippy. It's not deep, but you can hear it. It's really gripping me. So I never felt like it was going to slip out of my hand or anything like that. Yes, the grip security is good. Pocket clip didn't get in the way of nothing. Now, as far as the blade performance goes, this thing came razor sharp. I was actually surprised because it felt a little bit sharper than some of the Civivis that got it. And Civivi, from my experience, does a pretty darn good job with their factory edges. But this thing was just flying through boxes, flying through paper. Everything should fly through paper. If it's a knife, it should fly through paper. If it doesn't, then, well, that's a different issue. Blade geometry on this is versatile, right? Because the Jinbei's functional, by the way, not just for indexing, but it's a little harder to get the tip to the ground because of where it sits in relation to the pivot. The closer, the more in line the tip is to the pivot, the easier it is to get down so you can do your draw cuts. You know, and then once you get to that sheep's foot Warncliffe status, it's just easy. It's just money to do those indexing cuts. But this one's going to be versatile, right? We have a good amount of belly, and we have a flat grind, a very nice belt satin finish. We have a flat grind, so it's going to be good for slicing, but we still maintain a robust spine, even moving towards the tip. Now, we don't have that same robustness right here. We maintain that flat grind. So we're going to have some reinforcement up here. We're going to be slicey. Just to test it out, I would poke into the box and then, you know, cut from there instead of just starting from the outside. And I found that the puncturing power on this was not only adequate, but I mean, super easy. Just in like butter, cut down. It almost made cutting fun, breaking down the boxes and stuff like that. So I would say the blade performed really, really well. Did I have any annoyances with this knife? Did anything stand out as being a pain? No. I mean, you have to temper your expectations. This knife is coming in at like $23, right? Plus, the company that's doing it has been doing it for a very long time. So if there's anything they have down, the G10 budget steel liner lock, considering they do OEM work for some for Spyderco, they do some for Cold Steel. I believe they also do some for SOG. I mean, they've got this nailed, and they're certainly capable of much, much more. What surprised me about the knife, and I found this with some of the budget knives, especially the ones that I like. The sum, or the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, right? It's not one thing, right? If you put this on paper and you say, 12C, you say G10, you say $23. On paper, that's going to get lost in the crowd. Okay, there's a billion of those. So what it comes down to is what's the overall experience. And I could say if I had a blindfold and this was just put into my hand, I would say $40 knife, easy. I mean, double what they're charging for it. And then if you were to put, say, a Nitro V on it, or not my favorite, but a Nitro V on it, or if you were to put, even a D2 on it, I could see the price going up to $50. Any more than $50, unless you've got like a 14C28N or a 154CM, I'm not buying it. This knife gets substantially more convincing the lower the price is, but it's snappy. The acoustics are good. Performance was excellent. I'm not the most familiar with the 12C, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not the most familiar with it, so I don't know what the edge retention on it looks like or anything like that. I just haven't used it a whole lot, and I'm sure people in the comments can fill that gap. So anybody knows anything about like the Sandvik, the 12C Sandvik steel, just drop it down in the comments and educate all of us. Much appreciated. Final thoughts. This knife, the price point is 1,000,000% justified. This is worth every penny. The people that would enjoy this are the people that this is really built for. Literally everyone, unless you just hate the aesthetic, which, I mean, it's such an inoffensive aesthetic. I don't know how you could have any real feelings to it. I would say either you like it or you're fine with it. But this is going to be excellent for your EDC, right? I've said it before, I usually have a slip joint on me. I have a nicer knife on me, and then I'll have a beater on me, and the beater absorbs, it absorbs all the brunt of whatever my day's got to throw at me. And then I just bust the nice one out, the nicer knife out for, the most minimal, cutting paper, stuff like that, right? Or if I'm just trying to flex, and something needs to be cut, I'll grab one of my nicer knives and I'm like, oh, I got that. Look at how awesome my knife is. Kind of hit it with the light, let everyone see it. Now, do people compliment my knife? No. Do people respect me for having a very expensive knife? They don't. No. I found that they don't actually, turns out, care at all, which is unfortunate. But anyway, highly recommendable knife. This is going to be linked down in the bottom. Also linked in the bottom is going to be my Instagram, Sever7, SEVR, SEVN. Follow me there. I post pictures and stuff like that. And I'm up to, I think, like 85 followers, so making that big push for 100. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content, please subscribe. And I got to tell you guys, if you look at my video quality from like video 1 till now, crazy. Much, much better. And it's only going to keep getting better. All right, we're going to ramp up to 2 videos released a day. We're also going to do live streams. And then we're going to do a big 500 subscriber giveaway. The live streams are going to have giveaways too. More information on that coming soon. Otherwise, I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments and interactions. Thank you for the feedback. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.